Sometimes dead is better.
Ground control to Major Tom. Come in, Major Tom. Hello?
Pete, are you Major Tom or am I Major Tom? I'm not 100% sure what he's doing this time.
I'm not following, so I'm just going to let him go.
I kind of get it, but I really honestly thought he was going to do a Dracula vampire thing this time.
I thought about that, but then I decided I'm an astronaut
Fair enough.
in space.
I love the sigh. In space.
Yeah. You guys remember your memory of Lifeforce?
Yep, I really do.
Like, yeah, or just like sit on a couch and watch a movie and go, I had a memory of this. That
And
was
there-
cool. And
yeah.
then you kind of keep going on and on and go, yep.
Uh-huh.
Why do we got to do this?
Wow. Really? Okay.
I was excited when we decided on this.
Yeah,
I don't.
who picked this? Who was it? I'm
I-
racking my brain
You
over
guys
here.
don't let me pick a whole lot of movies, so it wasn't
Yeah,
me.
so you're wheeled out.
Well, I think this was because it's Space Month, obviously. So we tossed out a bunch of like space themed, and I think
this
Life
might
Force
have
was
been
on
the
list.
first one. I think it was like
I might have
Space
said that.
Vampires, obviously.
Yeah, I had.
Naked space vampires.
See,
that was the phrase.
I think that was what we said, and it instantly we were all gung ho.
Then we forgot that the movie is Life Force.
The movie, you will be on your deathbed. Just beep.
We forgot this was Tobe Hooper's 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah. This movie has actually convinced me that Steven Spielberg did in fact direct Poltergeist. Yeah, like I am convinced
I think you're
now.
right.
After watching Lifeforce, I went, nah. Tobe Hooper got lucky twice with Texas Chainsaw, and after that, it was a downhill ride.
And I
don't know.
do.
Funhouse was good.
Dick to that dead man tonight.
Did you see
That's fine.
Funhouse? Funhouse was pretty good.
Funhouse is good.
I have not seen
Invaders-
Funhouse.
Is it Invaders from Mars?
Yeah.
I have not seen Invaders from Mars.
That
But I-
one's just fun.
That's
I
a
like
good. That's a
Spoils
good time.
of Horrors episode on it. It was wonderful.
I have a lot of fun with that one. It's more, honestly, that's kind of a kid-friendly
Yes.
entry-level movie. That might be a good one for kid-friendly month.
Well, it's like a
Doing
PG
Invaders.
canon movie, which seems unreal.
Well, it is, and they weren't happy they were doing it. So
Oh, that makes sense.
that
Where's the
tracks.
blood? Where's the boobs? The machine guns. Chuck
were
Norris would have
happy.
never allowed this.
They were happy to do this one, obviously. from the
Obviously.
get-go.
We all were happy they did this. one. Thank you
Everyone
very
was
much.
happy for this one. So, all right, before we dig too deep into this, yes, this is Space Month, and yes, we're doing Life Force. Let's hit a trailer, boys. What do you think?
Please.
They watched. They waited. Now their time has come. Out of the depths of space, the ultimate terror. Moving, searching, destroying. From body to body, from life to life, from man to woman, changing, growing, burning for our life force. From the director of Poltergeist, from the special effects creator of Star Trek, the motion picture, Life Force. In the blink of an eye, the terror begins.
from the special effects dude that gave us Star Trek the motion picture.
This is also written by Dan O'Bannon, who gave us Return of the Living Dead and Alien. Like,
This is based off of a book too that
Oh,
was
yeah,
fairly
there is a book.
popular.
that
I
I guess
haven't-
that the author really hated.
The book,
own
the
this?
book
The
is called
movie,
Space
the movie.
Vampires.
Yeah. The book's called Space Vampires. Yeah, the author hates this movie.
Does
Or
he?
hated. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
passed.
yeah.
maybe I
He
gotta
does
go read this
not like
book.
it. Oh, I thought you said you had it. He was like, "Oh my god."
No, I don't. Oh, sadly, no.
Oh.
Let's see if the library does though.
I was gonna say I would only get the
Oh,
one
son of a
with
bitch.
get the one with pictures. Get the one with pictures.
AMPI.
Is it a
Right.
pop-up book?
Yeah.
No, but
Wait,
I
don't get
become a
that one from
pop-up
the
book when I
library.
read it.
Don't get that one from a public place.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad idea. Bad idea.
Why
I
are these
wrote the-
pages like just
Whoa,
sticky and weird?
Amish Vampires in Space, a novel. Wait a minute.
That's not this movie.
Am I on the
Well,
library?
It might be.
It might
This
be.
is a weird library.
It is. Libraries are weird, Pete. I've tried to tell you for years.
Oh well. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe I won't.
So yeah, from the director of Poltergeist, this ain't Steven Spielberg. I like Tobe Hooper. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and bash on.
No,
the
I
man.
do like Tobe
because
Hooper.
I do like him a lot.
Salem's Lot. You know, obviously TCM 1 and 2 are huge in my
They're
life.
huge.
Poltergeist. Even though now I am fully convinced it is a Steven Spielberg movie, he produced it. Maybe I don't know what he did, but Tobe
he
Hooper had
did
something to
something.
do with it.
Yeah.
But that's a Spielberg ship.
And there is stuff in this movie I do like. So let's. Yeah.
There is. This is just a bizarre movie. So
Yes.
Pete, what is your memory of Lifeforce?
Like, gosh, I think I heard someone on a different podcast mention, "Hey, did you ever see that movie with space vampires in it?" And I went, "Excuse me, what?" And I did a Google search, and Lifeforce popped up. And I remember seeing this it never really pulled me in the VHS cover.
It's got a
Fair.
weird cover.
It's very sci-fi. It doesn't scream space vampires, naked space vampires at that. And that would definitely have got my attention
Pete would
much
have
sooner.
rented it multiple
Immediately.
times.
I would own it. But I think I saw it for the first time a couple years ago. I swear to God, Good Beer Mad Movie Night covered this, and we have not. I swear
I'm
we
shocked.
did. No shit.
Shocked.
I'm
all right?
scroll because I was like, we covered this. I'm gonna go, and after 7 years of podcasting, I don't remember what the hell we've done. So I went back through the whole back catalog. I didn't see it, so I don't think we've done it.
Wow.
So
They've done, and you guys have done classics like Zombie Stripper Hookers or whatever.
zombie
the hell.
strippers, bio zombie,
strippers.
also, yeah.
Yeah, you've done some classics, but you
Classics.
skipped Lifeforce.
We did for some
Only do
reason.
classics over there.
Yeah, that's
Congo,
it.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
Maybe the T-Rex is a classic. God damn it!
It is. It really is. I'll give it that.
How about you, Nate? Do you have any backstory with this?
You know, if I remember correctly, it's going to be kind of a similar story of like naked space vampires. I'm
Right.
in. But I think there was a cable channel that had like a top 100 horror movies or scary movie moments. A&E, Bravo. It was one of those. It was one of those
Okay.
unexpected ones. Like, that's weird. And it was like hour-long episodes where they did like, 20 per episode or 10, whatever it is, whatever the math is.
Is this one of those that people who don't watch horror movies pick a top 10 horror movie?
This one was like
scene?
a great list, especially
it was
because I
good.
a
Oh, okay.
teenager, and there was a lot of stuff I remember just like, I've never heard of this. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain that's where I had remembered Lifeforce. And upon rewatching it, I'm like, I just don't remember much about this other than Blood Geyser and nakedness.
Mhm.
And so I think 10 years from now, if someone were to ask me, they may get the same answer, but I hope to God now that we have a record of what I will say, that I'll remember better than what I did many, many years ago. So
You've been documented now.
I have
so.
documented it, which would have been helpful when Screaming Naked Vampire movie was obviously top of our list.
We
So
were
Charlie,
excited.
was yours the same?
Well, no, actually, I was in the exact opposite of Pete. I saw this cover in the horror section, and it doesn't scream horror movie, and
Yeah.
I rented it as it was a sci-fi movie because I was in this mode of let's find some weird sci-fi. I can't even hardly really describe the cover. I'm not looking at it right now, but it almost looks like that Close Encounter of the Third Kind cover. There's a lot of
Yes.
lights and
There is. And
weird
Something in the
shapes.
middle, either coming up or
Yeah.
going down.
So I saw that, I rented it, and obviously you look at the back and it's like, okay, vampires, fine, whatever. I'm pretty sure me and Benny rented this, and to this day, all I remember is naked space vampire lady, Matilda May. And then I watched it a few years ago, I think right when I found out Tubi existed, and I was like, oh, Lifeforce, and I sat there and I had it on in the shop, so I wasn't sitting and watching it. I was just watching Matilda May. And
Yes.
then
Yes.
we watched it last night. And yeah, Jackie sat there and watched it with me too.
Oh, no.
I'll give you guys her commentary as it goes.
can't wait.
And I have no memory of 2001 Space Odyssey at the beginning of this movie. Oh God, there's a whole lot of talking. Cool. Something happened. More talking, body swap. Last 10 minutes. Holy shit, everything is happening right now.
Where was this movie the whole time? Because not only is it talkie, it's the worst kind. It's boring white British men talking.
Well,
That is by far the equivalent of nails on chalkboard to me.
Oh,
Is
no.
boring British people doing absolutely nothing but be boring.
Not Patrick Stewart though. I'm gonna
Not
go ahead.
Patrick Stewart, but
nothing Patrick Stewart does in this movie was boring
do
or not
have to ask,
intriguing.
did everyone watch this on Tubi?
I did.
Now I'm upset that I didn't watch it on Tubi because the copy I got from the library was ass. It was
Oh.
terrible. It was it was. You remember how they put DVDs out and they put black bars all the way around it, not just
Mhm.
on the
Yeah.
sides. So you'd have this movie
got,
within your. Oh, it was terrible.
A direct to VHS rip then essentially.
Yeah,
on
pretty
disc.
much. It was awful.
Wow.
It was.
I mean,
bad.
Does that mean you didn't even get to see the actual like real cut of this?
I
movie?
didn't see that. Yeah, this was the hour and 50-minute one instead of the
no,
2
this is what we
hour.
watched.
So,
'Cause
well,
there's
I
a-
think there's
Three.
I
There's 3?
think.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
There's a
Um,
hour 37-minute cut, hour 38-minute cut. There's the
Yeah.
one that's on Tubi that's an hour and 57.
Yeah,
And
that's
then there's a 2 hour and 10-minute cut.
something like that, or 15. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Now
It-
the Tubi one had the hour 57.
which is
Oh.
like the premium one to watch.
that's the
because
one I watched. Yeah.
The longer one only adds more space stuff on the Churchill.
I've never been so bored in space. I've never been so bored in space. My
I was
eyes.
like, I couldn't have stood 15 more minutes on that shit.
and you're not even in space for that long. But man, did I hate it.
I
Like,
how can you make space travel not exciting?
how do you make it to where it's like the astronauts aren't even moving while they're in space? They just kind of like float.
I swear to God, there was moments I thought they were on rolling office chairs.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how they were filming it.
And they could have just hid like a fire extinguisher and then they hit the nozzle and
Yeah.
that would have been like the little like air spray.
Yeah, just I was so even when they find the ship, the ship is so up close you don't know what it is, and you're like, what does the ship look like? You don't see the full ship till the end of the movie almost.
Pretty much.
I
Yeah.
love the tease though, because I'm like, holy shit, is that a giant vampire just hanging out in space? How did
The
NASA
little-
miss that?
The little finger when it
Yeah,
opens.
like
Uh-huh.
those wings. I was like, oh my god, please let this be just a big vampire
Vampire spaceship.
who's just
right?
gonna put his teeth into like the Pacific Ocean
I-
and then drink it like a straw.
This is the ultimate bendy straw.
I really
Yes.
like the interior of the vampire spaceship, though. It was Giger-esque. It was
That is
very,
cool.
very
Yes.
cool. And the mystery of all those
Crystals?
vampires floating, and then the
Oh,
three
the bats.
the bats. They were
That was awesome.
I
Yeah.
love that. I honestly, because I hadn't watched this in so long, and I was watching it last night, I was like, oh wait, isn't this like they suck the energy, and don't the bats come back to life and go to Earth and start killing people? No, that
No,
would have
not really.
been a
That would've
fuck
been
ton
cool.
more cooler. But then I realized I was thinking of Van Helsing when they took all the energy and they made the little animated bat things come back to life
ew.
and they attacked the village.
I remember
Uh,
really
thanks for-
hating that movie.
Thanks
so-
for reminding me of
like
that piece
Van
of
Hel-
shit.
I
Yeah.
like Van Helsing.
Hey,
Shut up.
he-
Dad,
You should cover that classic over on Good Beer
Uh-uh.
Bad Movie Night.
we just covered Dick Tracy. We're not. I'm taking a reprieve from really bad movies.
It's in your
It's-
name.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole like we can't do bad movies on the podcast and only cover
A bad movie
movies.
I like.
Oh,
No, this is supposed to be turned on Pete. Like he gets to suffer like the rest of us do.
I was yelling at them too. Like, you saw these badass bats, and they're like, "We need to take one as a specimen. Cool. Let's put a cargo net over top of it. You know, let's not
Yeah.
encase it in something, because who knows if it has space fleas. Let's bring
Oh
it
yeah,
onto the
that's
ship."
true. You definitely don't know about the space fleas, which is always a problem. And you don't got your front line ready, your space front line.
They
The
weren't.
yeah, go ahead.
Line right. No, they didn't think about quarantining or
No.
space fleas front line.
And
Very
then,
funny. Nate.
like, after they do this like giant bright light shines, then the ship is like opening up, and this is the most boring line of dialogue I've ever heard. Something's happening out here. What? It looks like it's opening. Okay. What's it doing? It's opening. Okay. What's it doing now? It's still doing stuff. What's it
These
look
are
like? An
from the-
umbrella. Okay. Keep me posted if it does anything else. It's not doing anything now.
It's 150 miles long. We do learn that.
It's
This
true.
is the same guy that wrote Alien. I cannot stress that enough.
I was just dumbfounded with the dialogue. And
Oh,
then-
we all were, buddy.
And then, the Fortress of Solitude in space with vampires frozen in it.
But that's got me. It's cool.
That
I'm
looked
like,
cool.
all right, crystals and naked
The matte,
people.
it's like a matte painting, I think, behind it,
Mhm.
and, boom, naked girl, dead center. Boom, there you go. Okay, paying attention now. Two
Oh.
dudes flanked, which I still think this is fucking hilarious. You cannot look at male genitalia in a movie, but by God, there's her full frontal.
fully displayed.
In
Out
all
for
of her
everyone.
19-year-old glory. Oh, God.
Good
Yeah.
Lord, dude. I read one of the interviews they were talking about with Tobe Hooper, and they were like, "What's the first thing you think of when you think of Lifeforce?" He goes, "Matilda May." I was like, "At least he owns it, man."
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, obviously, I guess.
there was another one from the makeup guy that was on the movie, and he goes, "Yeah, I used to spend many hours on that movie doing makeup," but he goes, "My favorite was doing the makeup on Matilda. That was my favorite part of the day, was making sure she looked perfect, perfect, no blemishes, nothing." I was just like, wow. They said the first
Yeah,
day of
they-
filming, every crewman was like on set, and then they were like, "Okay, we have to do her stuff closed set from now on." No shit, dumbass.
Obviously. Ugh.
But she
I
was
mean-
cool. That's the only thing I could take away from it. She was totally comfortable. They said she would even just sit out there naked between takes.
Oh, it
She
just-
she didn't care. I was like, that makes me feel a little bit better that it's
Yeah.
not like she was
She owns it.
does.
feeling used or something. She
But
was
that's
like, "Oh,
also-
a movie."
when watching it, it does kind of feel like they're just using her the whole time. And then, like, she's kissing literally everyone. It's like awkward. Like, it was just not enjoyable in any sense of the imagination for me, where I was just like, please stop kissing all these gross, crusty old British men. Like,
That's how you get the life force out of them.
That's how you
that is how you get the
suck them
life force.
dry.
And then you have the whole like her in a robe just to hide it, but it's like all you're doing is making her sexier and seem more used. Please stop.
Well, she took that robe off pretty fast too. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
that was in that one sequence.
The dream
like
sequence was it?
Was it? I yeah, it was the dream because I was like, why are you screaming after that dream? Like, I wouldn't have been screaming.
No,
I'd have been
no.
mad. It was over.
That was very weird. He was screaming. I mean, he was covered in sweat. Like he
Yeah.
had a night terror.
It
It
Like,
wasn't sweat.
Maybe if she had turned into the bat creature and it freaked him out, I'd be like, that okay.
that
You
would have
can
been
scream
fair.
at that.
I would have been like, okay, I see what's going on here.
But it takes a solid 30 minutes before the first thing happens that's like, oh, cool, that's the movie I'm watching. When they get
That's
them
the
on
thing
to
that I
Earth.
remember, you know, them
Yeah.
coming back from Earth, her sucking the life force out of someone, and that practical effect looks awesome.
Was amazing.
Oh,
It
it looks
was-
like a dude
I-
who's had his life force sucked
Uh-huh.
out of him.
Completely drained of all fluids and a soul. He was
Yeah.
beyond dead, even though he
Yeah.
wasn't quite dead, because he comes back to life later to suck somebody else dry.
Which was a great reveal too.
Oh.
Like, you know, I love, you know, they did do that little bit of talk that I was okay with, where they're like, well, what are they? We don't know. Well, are they dead? They go, I can't say they're dead because they're not of this earth.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know what their dead is? So he never would answer it. I was for a little bit, I was like, okay, cool. I dig that. I like how this guy's not just looking at her
Intriguing,
dead.
right?
Yeah. And then, you know, they're around her, getting ready to work on her, and then her eyes just pop open. And I'm like, yeah, that would freak anybody out.
They all jump back, rightfully so.
And when that dude comes running in there and the one guy that got his life sucked, the way he's still moving and like groaning in agony after she had sucked all the life out of him, and he falls in that dude's arms, I'm like, holy shit, that's just
It's a gripping first kill.
Mhm.
I love it. It's right there. And then like Pete, you know, he comes back and they're getting ready to cut him open, and when his eyes just immediately pop open right as the scalpel's getting ready to hit his skin, and he just comes to life, and you're like, holy
Everybody
fuck.
shits their pants.
Rightfully so. And
Rightfully
he
so.
snatches that one dude and sucks his life out.
And
So
he
now
grows, like his skin starts growing and bubbling, and he turns what we think of as normal then.
It's like, and that guy played it so well because he looks normal, but I still believe he's like an empty vessel. You know what I mean? He's just
Yeah.
going off of
That makes sense. He's just, a carrier at that point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever the dude was isn't in there anymore.
Yeah.
And it came across that way to me. It was super awesome.
But he did look down at what he had just done and broke down crying. Like,
He
oh my
did. So
God,
there
did
was
I do that? What have I become?
a small vestige, but like when they locked him up and he's just losing his shit, you know, because he's starving, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like all that cool shit, and then we have to sit through 10 to 15 minutes of British dudes talking. Like Nate
It's a
said.
very British way to tell a story, though. I'm not defending the movie because you're completely right. But this is, if you've ever seen the Quartermass experiment,
I don't know what that is.
It's a really good Eldritch horror British. Nate, you'd hate it. It's old guy
Yeah, it's
British.
like,
I
it
love
sounds
it.
like
You
I
hate
would
the
hate
fuck
it.
out of this movie. You
It
just hate
sounds like
it.
I would absolutely just fucking rage
Yeah,
and
you
be
would-
like, this is so stupid.
You would be
I
begging for
love-
HK to come back.
I love the tiny little bit when you said Eldritch horror, where Nate's like, "What? Oh, it's all
Huh?
Britishized."
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I
I'm
like
over it.
British. I like British movies, especially British comedy. I get
I was
those.
gonna say comedy and crime drama, awesome. You
But-
fucking
This-
keep your hands away from the goddamn space vampires. I don't even know where Tobe Hooper's from, but no,
like
I
what
thought he
about
was American? I don't know.
I thought so too.
yeah? What about like Doctor Who, Nate? Is that not your
Fuck
your
no.
speed?
I
Okay,
hate
all right,
Doctor
all right.
Who.
We're
I
at
can't
set
even
level
do it.
here. I know where you are.
Yeah,
I
cannot
have-
stand that
I have
series.
tried so hard to
I tried.
like it.
And I was like, no, this is why? Why is this a cultural phenomenon?
It's
No
one.
clue.
Well, the old stuff is dodgy at best, but the new stuff is really good.
I did sit there and watch the one where he brings shit, I can't the painter back present,
Oh,
so
Van
he can
Gogh,
see
yeah.
the Van Gogh, where he
Oh,
can
that's
appreciate
a
people
heartbreaking
appreciating his.
episode.
I was like, this is really
Oh.
good, and then I would watch another one going, where the fuck was the other episode? That's the one. That's what I want more of. Not
I
this,
like
but
Sherlock, but that also had Bebop, Cumberbatch, and Frodo. Not Frodo,
Bebop.
Bilbo.
Bilbo. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that was good. I like that.
Yeah, that was real good. Sherlock
Yeah.
was real good.
Yeah.
I just, and I know this got edited. It kind of got chopped up a little bit.
You can
'cause
tell too, where it's like just does hard jumps. You're like, well, there was something that happened there, but we'll never know because
Mhm.
I'm not watching it again.
the something would happen, and then I know a lot of what they show in the flashback of the space station in the Churchill was actually part of, like, I think we were supposed to know all this had transpired
in beforehand. Okay.
beforehand,
Yeah.
but then now we're like, okay, there's a escape pod that launched. We don't know where it is. How the fuck do you not know where it is? You're NASA. You're whatever you are. Where
It's
is
very
your
small.
shit?
It's one person
It's
big.
It's very small.
Small.
Cannot find.
No, it looks like a big old Peter. Is that you?
Johnson, what's on that radar?
Well done. Yes.
Wang, are you paying attention?
I'm trying to, teacher, but there's a huge space vampire.
Someone hits a dong.
See, we have to make this entertaining because there's so much boring exposition.
No, but
and
here's the thing. Like, I felt like an idiot. Like, wait, who was on the spaceship? Because like they don't do a good job of like letting you get to know these characters, which is what blows my mind. Because that's what Alien does such a good job with, is getting to know all these characters. I'm like, well, the same writer. Like,
Yeah.
what'd you do, buddy?
They,
Like,
they didn't spend any time. They wanted to get down to Earth as quick as possible. They wanted
they
the
did,
on
and
but
like,
they
Earth.
didn't.
So,
That's the disconnect. We're in space for a while, but we get nothing from it. We don't
you got the
understand
interior
who
of the space of the
we got
spaceship.
we got visuals.
Naked
But I
girl?
meant naked girl. That's really where everyone
we
stopped
didn't-
breaking in there.
yeah, that was kind of where stupid brain came on. Went, duh, this movie's cool.
You got like you listening to us going, oh yeah, they're talking about the naked girl. No, that's the premise of this movie, because the guy that let her out was naked girl. She's
Pretty
so
much.
pretty.
Yeah, that
I
was the
think
other
I'm
thing.
in love.
He was like, I'm in love with this naked girl so badly. No one else can have her, only me. I want to go kiss her.
Right.
Kiss, kiss, kiss. It's just like
Everyone's in love with her.
more scenes of kissing. I'm like, stop. I don't like this. Like, make her bite people. Biting people's way cooler. I get it
True.
now.
I did like the security guards when she escapes and their whole thing. What do you mean? What'd you say? A naked girl walking around here? That's what I said, guys. There's a naked girl. I don't
Well,
believe you.
that's
The other guy looks, he's like, naked girl.
Because then they all go, oh, naked girl.
Naked
whoa."
girl.
Was he trying to coax her down with a cookie in his hand? 'Cause
Yes.
He's like, come on down. It'll
Like-
be okay.
Like
Holding
she's a
cookie.
monkey or a dog or something.
What
Come
is-
here, sweetie. It's
What
okay. You
the
can come down here.
hell? I was not. I had no problem that she like space forced them away. It was hilarious. Like, it was just, so there's moments where I'm laughing at the absurdity of some of it, and then there's something that happens we don't even get to see. She like attacks a jogger, and all we get is the body laying out in the grass, basically, of the girl that they took. And then I'm confused as shit, because she meets this girl, sucks the life force out of her. They say now possibly she looks like someone else, but then she takes another body later of the redhead. And there's-
Yeah.
Body's being taken off camera because that's how it's spreading like a plague, which I was kind of cool with, because of that being in like vampire lore, like with Dracula when he came
Yeah.
to the
Mhm,
town, it was
mhm.
like he brought the plague of death with him. But I didn't know what was going on here because that's not how this one worked. Instead, it
No.
was like she's body hopping, and then we got to kiss Patrick Stewart.
Which
It was-
that's a good day for most people.
That's hey, sign me up.
If there was ever a day, though, where I was like, maybe if I was a little bit more prepared, we should have hired a Patrick Stewart impersonator for this episode. It just
Yeah,
really,
I don't-
really.
I don't do a good Patrick Stewart. I don't.
No,
It's
I
going to come off as a really bad Sean Connery, unfortunately. That's the but that's where it was when I got to the end. You find out her body has been stashed, so it's like, then how did you start this body hopping? Because that body they find is desiccated. Like, she comes back to life. She looked like the one from Return of the Living Dead, the one that's laying on the table.
Yeah.
Mhm,
It
mhm.
looks very, it's probably the same effects group that did it, because I kept getting that vibe. But then, then they catch her where she's in the car with that one guy and does the whole, like, touch my legs. And apparently all she wanted to do was to have sex with the dude, but not body hop into him, but he's not dead. I was just, where's the consistency of what the plan is here?
That might be the editing issue of this, because they none of the, not that we need it explained because it is kind of magic, but
It's
the
a
whole
kind
body
of
hopping thing,
magic.
it was quite a leap of faith. No, I guess Paul was it? What was the dude's name?
Carl?
Carl? Oh yeah, it was like Caleb and Carl. It was
Carlson.
that's not
Was it
helpful.
Carlson?
Yeah.
Carlson, yeah. So
The
I guess
greasy
he has
American dude.
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
That
I guess he's
so
got some
much
sort of
grease.
he's got some sort of psychic link to her because she gave him part of her in the space shuttle, right?
Yeah. And
They
that's
shared
why they are
life.
connected.
They're connected,
Yeah.
and he's trying to track her down. He can sniff her out somehow.
Can
just-
he? Like,
sort of.
He's
He can see.
terrible at
He
it.
he got a license plate out of her, out of seeing through her eyes, or at least the body that.
Yeah, the
being occupied.
redhead.
Yeah,
She's occupying the redhead. They locate the license plate. They find the dude, who then tells them where that girl's is.
Mhm.
This is where it lost me big time, because they go to that girl's apartment because they think, okay, Matilda, the space, she doesn't have a name in this movie either. She is
No, she's Space Girl.
Space Girl, or as they say, Creature Girl. The one dude calls her that real quick. So, but Matilda May, she's supposed to be in this body. So they hunt this woman down. They go upstairs to talk to her. And
Beat the shit out of her.
Carlson smacks the shit out of her, grabs her, and he goes, "She's not in here now."
Yeah.
And I went, "Okay, then why are you beating the shit out
Before
of
or
this
after you hit her.
woman?"
Yeah.
And then he looks deeper, and the guy's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "She's in here." Motherfucker, you just said she wasn't in here anymore.
He's like, look, these space vampire powers that I have only work 20% of the time.
Was she like hiding behind, the Abu Dagala, whatever the fuck that is that crocodiles don't have?
Oh, the Dula Bobble got him.
That's it.
Medulla
Like, was she hiding
oblongata.
behind? Yeah, thank you, Pete.
Thank
You're
you, Pete.
welcome.
But it was two different. Like, she's not in here. She is in here. I'm like, you don't know, do you? Just admit it.
It's okay.
then-
We're not going to judge you.
And
If
then they
anything, I'd
called
be
her
much
a-
more proud.
Yeah, right. And then they called her a masochist.
Yeah.
And she likes, apparently she likes this. So they keep beating the shit out of her.
Right. So
For-
what's the
to get
space
information.
vampire a masochist, or were you saying the redhead was?
That's a good
I
question.
Don't know. I thought it was the space vampire, but if she's no longer in there,
That was my whole point. He's still beating the shit out of this woman. And the other dude, who's like SAS Special Forces, a Spectre, whatever the fuck, he goes, "You may want to leave." He goes, "No, I'm a voyeur." I was like,
like he's a natural voyeur.
"I'm a natural
What does that mean?
voyeur." I was like,
that's
"Dude
right.
likes to watch."
I forgot that. He said it so casually
It's
and
like,
just like
whatever.
instantly found a way to like sit down on the couch that like he was
Oh,
in
yeah.
perfect comfort zone. His hand was ready. I was just like,
His hand was ready.
stop, sir.
That's exactly what I was doing. I
It's
was like,
just
no.
you stupid greasy British man.
with a
Who's
weird
less greasy than the greasy American British man.
Oh no.
curly, thinning, receding hairline. I was just, dude, no. Who cast you? I know you're British, but no, I don't
Yeah.
want to see this on
I
screen.
never want to see you ever again. You remind me of that South Park character that's always splatting grease in his hair and
Oh,
his
what?
head. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
stop.
And look, and the best part of this entire experience of watching this movie is every so often I hear, because Jackie's watching this movie with me, and Matilda May shows up on here. Jackie just looks at me, and I shrug my shoulders. I went, I warned you. I told you what was in
We
this.
knew one day this was going to happen because we were
We-
always excited and
We
should
have
cover this.
foretold this for a while.
Yes, it was
And I
written in the sands.
And Pete, to your defense, I never once said this was a Pete pick. And
Okay,
didn't
I was
put it
gonna
on
ask.
you.
If
Nope,
you blame this on me,
I was not going to do that to you, sir, because this was all of us.
don't
Yeah,
worry.
this was a
all of us.
collective
I got another
group.
one here coming up. Don't worry about it.
But I swear it was just so. I started having more fun that as soon as Matilda May would come on, I'd just look at Jackie. She just either shaking her head, sighing really heavy, just nothing, like she's just like, oh, okay, all right, that's fine. Okay.
That'll do, Big. That'll do. Maybe we can talk about the awesome parts when we come back from break. How's that sound?
Oh, we're gonna hit break already? Okay,
Please.
Sure.
okay, fine.
You're watching the USA Network.
Do you like horror movies?
Do you like hanging out with your friends?
Do you like having a laugh?
Do you like podcasts?
Well, you should check out our podcast, Spoils of Horror.
We're not a review show.
We're a horror movie hangout where we talk about movies that are lost, forgotten, popular, and bizarre, all in the scary realm.
You can listen to our podcast while you're doing just about anything.
You could be washing your dishes.
You could be washing your cat.
You could be washing your genitals. All forms of genitals accepted.
We are a fully inclusive genitalia show.
Yes, we are the #1 ideal podcast for washing your genitals.
Our genital Yelp reviews are unsurpassed.
5.5 stars.
You don't want to know where that half came from. It's,
Now that you know that, check us out on all major platforms.
you can search for Spoils of Horror on all social media sites
Come and hang out with us. We'd love to see you.
and your genitals.
Bye.
Just when you thought you were safe, the terror continues with another chilly tale tonight on USA Network's Saturday Night Bears.
There was no other commercial I could do
No.
in this episode.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's a commercial about genitals, and there's genitals. In
Hey,
this.
there's genitals in
There's
this
a
movie.
lot
Oh,
in
That-
this.
round,
There's-
voluptuous
There's some
genitals.
as much as
They're
I'm going to make
washed.
fun this
Very clean.
Carlson or whatever his name is, I did look at Jackie and go, he didn't collect a paycheck. He did this movie for free.
He goes, "You mean I get to get how close?" I'm in.
Like- like touching close.
like there, like he
Oh, okay.
motored her for a
Jeez,
moment.
he
I was
did.
like, he did.
He did. He absolutely
I
did.
was like, bravo.
that
sir."
was in space. Was that in space?
No, that was the dream sequence.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
No, we find out that he is the reason she got out. She was like telepathically talking
But
to him or
it's
something.
so stupid.
well, of
there's
course it's
no other
stupid.
way. Because like the movie just boils down to everyone's horny at all times. So
Man thinks with Dick.
Yep.
Dick gets us in trouble. That's
and then Dick puts the into London, which isn't too bad, but
Whoa.
you know,
Dick causes Armageddon. That's pretty much
Dick
As
will
it
cause
was written in
Armageddon.
the sands as well.
Yeah. I remember that in my 8th grade health class. That was pretty much word for word what
That
the
was
health
what they
teacher
had on the
told us.
blackboard, and they kept hitting it with a stick.
Ow,
That's
ow.
right. No, not your dick, Pete. It's
Oh,
No, it was a chalkboard.
they
using
make Pete stand up.
somebody
What
else's
school
dick.
did you go
Okay.
to? Was it Catholic?
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
you could tell us.
I do, and I love Patrick Stewart in this. I do like this little section of the mystery, I guess you want
He's
to get.
kind of a Van Helsing-esque character, right? That's
A
what I
little.
took away from it.
He's a
the guy getting
psychiatric doctor.
being brought
Yes,
in.
he's
you know?
the head of the psychiatric hospital that they're in.
Yes.
And she was this redhead that we just saw was a nurse in said hospital.
Right.
So
Which
that's
is some
they put
kind of tie-in.
yeah they
That's
put two and
how
two
the
together,
Lifeforce
and Matilda May has jumped into one of the patients, or so we
Yeah.
think.
And I like this switch up. I really, even last night, I went, oh, that's right, they did that. Because they're telling this doctor, Patrick Stewart, we think, we need to see this patient. He looks like this. This is what we're describing him. And Patrick Stewart's like, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. It's this patient. We need to see him. And we're led to believe that's the body Matilda has jumped into. I hate saying Matilda because it makes me think of the kids movie.
Oh,
No, I get that. That's a much better movie with Danny DeVito.
Exactly.
Can you call her Aunt May instead?
Yeah, no, that makes it
Okay.
worse.
Let's see.
Unless
No,
it's now
it
Aunt
doesn't.
May.
It new Aunt May is buddy.
You got
Look.
you got that right.
Look, man, first Spider-Man will always be my Spider-Man. But
Marissa Tomei.
But Marissa
Aunt
Tomei.
May.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Marissa Aunt May.
My cousin Vinny.
But yeah, so they go into this room and they have the head nurse, the male nurse, do like a tranquilizer, and they're getting ready to stick this patient. Patrick Stewart standing in there, and I guess the inspector's in on this. He takes him aside, I think, and he grabs the syringe from the nurse, and he's like, "Let me see that." I was like, "Okay, motherfucker, this ain't my job. Fine, go ahead." And then they grab Patrick Stewart and hit him with the needle, and I'm like, "Oh shit,
What is going on?"
that's right. She's in that body. They like played her while she's trying to play them, and I was like, that was cool. I like all of that.
Clever
right there.
girl.
And then they do the whole communicating. It was a little weird. It's just for a little while, it's Patrick Stewart laying on there talking to him, and then it would switch to Matilda May naked, and now they're talking, and then back to Patrick. And you're just like, I don't know how I should feel right now. And
I was the same way the entire time. I was like, all right, go on. Oh, go on. Yes,
not that I was upset
please.
with either one. I was just like, let's pick one. I'm fine either way we go here.
We just need one.
And then they choose the kiss to be between him and Patrick Stewart, which I was like, bravo.
Yes, that was the right choice, though.
Because any other movie would have backed out and had Matilda May down there.
Yes, not this one.
And then the guy would stand up and it's Patrick Stewart down there, and you'd go, "Oh,
yeah, it would have been a camera switch." But Tobe Hooper was like,
lips on lips, baby.
You're gonna kiss the guy from Dune, and this guy's like, "All right, I'm in. I can do that.
Go for it."
Yeah, Patrick Stewart was in Dune.
I don't remember him in Dune.
Wow,
the original.
Yeah, the David Lynch. Yeah,
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
I've seen it once, and I went, "What? I don't understand what's going on."
Also, Patrick Stewart with hair in this movie, not like hair on top, but hair around the sides.
Yeah, I know it's weird.
That looked fake.
He
I don't know
nice
why.
horseshoe. I
Looked
thought it was
fake
real. Oh, it looked fake to you?
It looked fake. It could have been his hair, because
it might have been, but I don't like it.
I think first season of Next Generation, he
Yeah.
had
He
a
had
little bit
some-
of hair, and then like second season, he was like, "Fuck it,
Like,
I'm going
nope.
straight bald."
The-
To me, forever, that will be Patrick Stewart to me. I told you guys, me and Anthony got to meet him. I literally have the picture in our living room, and it looks like he's Uncle Patrick Stewart the way the picture's taken.
Oh, that's old Uncle Stewart.
I've had people stop by and go, "Well, that's an interesting picture." Yeah, that's Uncle Patrick. Oh, that's
Oh.
nice.
Hilarious. Oh my God.
It's my favorite thing. It's because like I told you, he was happy to see Anthony there. Anthony was real little, so he's actually got like his hands around, on his shoulders and stuff, And that was the one where they were telling us, he's old, don't shake his hand, don't do anything. He took to Anthony, he just was
Aw.
glowing, and not in I don't want that to make it sound bad.
No, it's
In a
not
good
bad.
way. He was really happy to see that young of a
total
fan
sweetheart.
there. He totally was, and to the fact that I'm not supposed to shake his hand, but he shook mine.
Oh,
That was a big thing for me. Yeah.
Well, he also went, this man is the size of Treebeard, so if I don't shake his hand, he will cripple me.
not even Michael Dorn was this big.
He is going to turn me into Professor X in real life. I do not want this.
So, anytime I get to see Patrick Stewart in a movie, it's a good time for me. And I did like that. And it's about at this point that the movie finally picks up some
It
pace.
starts to gain my interest because, like, the blood geyser coming out of his mouth and some other person's mouth, and you got floating blood, whatever, mucus, turns into her, and then
Yeah, that's when they're on the helicopter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the helicopter.
The guy. Oh, there were 3 people in this party that were going around finding, trying to find space.
Well, they're looking for Carmen San Diego,
and that third, that third guy was the he was in Bordello Blood. He was the Undertaker in Bordello Blood. Like, I know this dude. And
But it was kind of like he was somewhat in charge, I think. But he was also the most timid out of everyone, involved with the inspector.
No, he wasn't a soldier or a colonel. He was head of the institute or something like that.
And he was still like experiencing all this weird shit going on. So, but he kind of does die in a bitch ass way. Apparently his neck is broken. What? When did that happen?
I no
It's
clue.
a lot of dumb off-screen stuff.
Are British people that frail? Oh no, he fell and broke his neck. Oh, so yeah, he's dead. Patrick Stewart is in, like, they still have him under because they're using that as a vessel to capture the space vampire. And then all of a sudden, like, it wears off and this blood pours out of the face. Really cool effect.
It's great the way it
eyes,
looks like
nose,
gravity.
Yeah, eyes,
doesn't
nose, and
exist.
mouth just sucks all the blood straight out of both their skulls.
Both
and
of
what,
them.
what does it do? What does this thing do? It
grows.
It grows and it forms and it's this big squishy thing. And all of a sudden we have a bloody, naked Matilda May standing in front of with those big fucking blue eyes staring out of this veil of blood and her bloody red hair.
They filmed that on her birthday.
That was a straight up fear boner for me.
Yeah. No,
I'm just upset it didn't last longer because then she instantly turns into a puddle.
Yeah, I don't think she can hold herself together.
Kind of what's going on where the movie's like, well, now everyone's life force is taking over London. Turn on the radio. It's the apocalypse, and everyone looks like zombies, essentially.
What we haven't told anyone is, while we're hung up on Matilda May, there's 2 other naked vampires running around, but they're dudes.
Yes, they don't count.
And they thought they killed them, but they body jumped into some guards, and they got out. And now they've infected so many people. This plague has now started. They're quarantining London. The military is setting up like borders around it, and they end up at one of the headquarters trying to find whoever's in charge so they can get into London.
Do you love how they walked up to this military institute? You guys are under quarantine. You can't come in here. No, it's okay. And then they just walk in.
Yeah, they're like, I got important information.
It's okay. We know.
That was one of the hard cuts where I went, well, we clearly missed something happening
You
there. Because he
sure
went, no, I'm going in there. He went,
They said something like the incubation time is 2 hours. I'm like, from when? Now?
Yeah, when does the 2 hours count? When they were on the helicopter?
Is this now or is this then?
How do we tell that you're not vampire?
We've been around for 2 hours. It's okay. We're fine.
Yeah, no, we're good. Do you see the helicopter we're on? Would a vampire have a helicopter?
Didn't think about that, did you?
That was it. It was the whole.
Yeah.
It was all the helicopter.
Bet you feel real stupid right now.
And then we just get a bunch of
It's a bunch
zombie
of
kills. I mean, it's
all
there's
zombies.
Good, like hand coming through the window of a Jeep, and then
That was
the arm
cool.
falling off.
the arm falling off, and it's staying in and still moving its
Oh, the
fingers,
hand
and him
is
just like
moving, yeah.
throwing it in the back seat,
Yeah.
which is what we all
Tosses
would
him in
do.
the
We
back.
all would do that. Yep.
I've seen enough of these movies. You're like, that hand's going to come back. I hope.
I was
Doesn't,
hoping.
but
That
you were
hand should have
waiting.
came back and stabbed someone, but it didn't. But this is the part of the movie where it's showing riots on the streets. Everyone's makeup looks pretty cool because their faces are kind of dissolving.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of bright neon colors because their souls are being transplanted back to the mothership. So
Which was cool. There's like a
there's
big
cool
blue
concepts
light.
here.
I-
There's cool ideas here.
I
and you have
think
to
all
use-
the people are feeding off of each other so that they can continue to survive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in the process, they're losing parts of their souls, and it's all being collected.
is-
And the
I
spaceship
guess-
has docked itself above London. Then
Yeah, it's in orbit above. And I guess if you think about it, this instead they're more of a plague, a locust, because I was thinking about this watching it going, if they don't feed, they basically go into hibernation. And my guess is the ship just goes and finds life, because their process means everything has to die, because it's like in 2 hours they have to feed again. In 2 hours it has to feed again. Eventually you run out of things to feed on, then they turn to dust, essentially. And I was like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a species. I guess
no,
more
I
line
think
of a virus, I guess.
I don't think the human vessel was able to hold in this energy as the space vampires do. I think that's the way the
Okay.
space vampires feed. And if they don't feed completely, maybe there's some remnants in them, and that's when they start going around feeding off of each other. But the
They
human
said
body,
that there was only 3 left. Like they had,
Yeah, like there's
they were feeding
devour
off of
each other. Yeah.
because there was a lot of these, like, why just fucking
Space
say
crystals.
they were in crystals? Why they had to keep
Yeah.
going? It's a force
The
field.
force
It's
field.
there, but it's not. Motherfucker, I can see it.
That's a crystal.
Okay,
All
it's
right.
a crystal.
That's just a space crystal.
But when they find them, there's like the ship is full of them, but the only 3 we see are the 2 dudes and Matilda.
Yeah.
It led me to think, okay, they're the last 3 out of this group.
they're the
and now
last
they're
3 that
refeeding.
still have bodies, but I think they're collecting these souls to wake up the other vampires.
And that's where I was confused.
That's-
That's where I
Maybe-
thought the
It's a
bats
leap
were going
of
to come back
faith.
to
Don't
life.
get me wrong, but I thought that's why they were collecting all these things.
Yeah. I was so tired of the psychic link with Carlson, because when they come in and you see the
Dude, I
giant
was
column of
over it.
light,
Yeah,
and he goes, "That's for the souls." I'm like, motherfucker, who gives a shit at this point?
I talk about, Lewis in Pet Cemetery was bad, but this guy,
This
he's
guy's
pretty.
worse.
Yeah, he's way
guy-
worse.
At least I
can't
had a
stand
main
him.
accent with that guy. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't have anything to hang on to with this.
Oh,
guy.
those space vampires over there. That's real space.
Oh my God, Judd's back. I love it.
Don't go on that 150-mile long ship. There's nothing but death in now.
Apollo 11's nothing but death, you say. It was one strong step for mine and a large giant leap for the vampires. Ever since they
right.
built that space station over there on that road.
They buried that bat just one time and it came back. It never come back the same.
I tried to tell them sometimes Dad is better. I didn't try to tell him, actually.
Y'all
I
can't
took
see
him
this,
straight
but
through. I took
He
him to
is
the
trying
pet cemetery.
so hard to keep it together.
I don't know. I can't participate. I'm so sad.
He's like, I just want to do a main accent. Damn
He's
it.
like, that's all I want in life. All I want in life was actual space vampires to do something.
Yeah.
And again, this is that moment where, now the movie's doing something. There's chaos erupting, cars crashing, explosions, people eating each other, attacking normal people. that
There's
are still
a
stuck
great
there.
kill because they say that pure iron directly below the heart is where their energy force is. Stab there, and that will kill them.
Yeah.
And they do that to one, and he turns into like the golden child, like demon looking thing.
It's like a mix of that and the Satan from End of Days. Like this mix
Yeah.
of this giant
It's
bat
this
thing.
great winged bat creature that is
It's
awesome.
gorgeous.
And
I
they're like,
love it.
they have been to Earth before. That's where we got our
Mhm.
tales from. I'm like, this is cool. Like, I really like
I
where we're
wanted
going
more
here.
of
Like, give
that.
me more of this. Like, this is a movie that is like with records where it's like, side A is not that great, but side B is pretty cool. That's what this is. Where it's like, the
Yeah.
first hour and 10 is pretty rough, but the last 50 minutes is where you start to really gain momentum.
You get it starts to have a good build to it. I was laughing at the male vampire because he's at the front and he's kind of like funneling the souls and the energy into this building because Matilda's the conduit, they say. You know,
Yes.
she's the fifth element and she's the one that's going to shoot the light up into the asteroid. But I kept laughing at him because he's talking to Carlson, but he's gyrating as if,
Yeah.
energy is coming into
right.
him.
So that reminded me of like Mr. Nimbus from Rick and Morty.
Yes!
Where it was just like,
I
he's
own
Morty's-
the police.
yes.
They work for me.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Get normal people to kill me, Jerry?
Now kiss each other.
Yes.
Yes, do it. I am Nimbus. That's how this guy's moving around. And he kind of even says a line like, join us or it won't be as painful or some dumb
Yeah.
shit like that. And I'm just like, stab this dude. And the sword, I don't even want to call it a sword. I
It's
don't know
not a
what
sword.
I don't know what this.
It's
it
a
was
piece
a
of
high.
antenna if you grew up in the late 80s/90s that your dad would make you climb and go, point it towards the sun. That way we can get channel 45. And you go, but Dad, it's kind of scary up here. He goes, point it towards the sun.
We had one of those and it sucked because sometimes you would grab it. It's good. I'd let go. It's gone. I'd grab it. It's good. I gotta
Yep.
stand here now.
It was the same thing with putting the aluminum foil on the antennas on
Yeah.
the bunny ears inside, where it's like, if we turn it just like this, we get WGN.
That's out of Chicago.
Yeah, we got this is pre-cable day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, all this is cool. Yeah, the guy turns into this giant vampire after it gets stabbed and then it explodes. I was like, that's cool as shit. When they were blowing up into like dust, that was cool effects too. Like when they would kill the regular
That's
vessels.
the thing. Like, if we got the mythology, it's like, all right, so like, what happens when sun hits them? Because we don't really. Most of the movie does take place at night, but when
That's a
they're
great
being
question.
carriers like into other bodies, technically they're human. So like, is that their way of
the
being
redhead was
shielded?
in the
In
daylight.
sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
That is really good.
But we
But then
never saw any of the other vampires in sunlight.
No.
But if you're in space, there's suns all around you.
I was just thinking that too.
But if
unless
you're in
that's
a
part of what the
crystal,
ship-
yeah,
or the force field that we can see through, but maybe
Right.
it has UV protection.
you ever
It has
seen like
SPF 1000.
yeah, and it
Um,
deflects the light back into the sun, and that's what started climate change.
It's vampire
Ah.
started climate.
Yeah,
change.
vampires
course it did.
started it. Come on now.
They're melting the ice caps for vampire.
Well, this was
reasons.
the 80s, so it was the ozone later.
Oh, the hole in the
Yeah,
This was
the
the hole in the
hole
ozone. Yep.
And the ozone was a problem. And then
caused by
that's
space
why
vampires.
we had to then, instead of defeat the space vampires, block out the sun with a giant shield.
That was Simpsons.
No, I think that was Highlander 2.
Oh, there was that too. Yeah,
Yes, there was.
I was.
Oh my God.
I was telling Jack, it's like, look, it's a Highlander moment because there's lightning going off and around
It
this
was.
vampire when it's going. He stabs it with a sharp object. I was like,
There
just
can
cut his
be
head off.
only one.
That's what I was screaming.
Yeah.
And somehow Carlson got to Matilda.
Well, that's
somehow.
because, well,
Don't worry
no,
about
the
it.
Doctor Strange portal is how the sword gets
The
to
Doctor Strange
Carlson.
portal, right?
Well, that's because what's his name throws it down, and they yelled at each other for what felt like 5 fucking minutes.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
he kept yelling Carlson because
Well,
British
Carlson was getting
boring people.
smooched by Matilda
Yeah.
May. And it's
I
like,
can't blame
all
him.
right,
He
I
wasn't
don't-
paying attention to anything going on.
I'm paying attention to one thing right now
Yeah,
because they're
He's
both
the friend
naked
that
at
you
this
take
time.
to the mall and you're like, cool, we're going to hang out. And he brings his girlfriend. You're like, oh, because all they do is smooch the entire time. You're like, the stupid succubus.
Yeah, I'm going to
Going to
KB
Spencer's.
Toys.
I'm gonna go to KB Toys and
Yeah,
look at the Mortal Kombat figures that I only got $5. I can't bring any home.
No.
And
You can get the knockoff GI Joes, the Action Force.
I can get a
No, I
slice of
want
pizza, and then
It's
if I want a
Sub-Zero.
drink, I gotta go to the water fountain and
Oh,
just
Well,
get
you
a drink there.
get it right. You could get like one slice and then go find the vending machine.
That is true.
And
Yes,
you could get like back in the day, it was like 50
50
cents,
cents.
75 cents for a
75.
12-ounce can.
yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah.
you're getting a can though.
It's
You're
in the
definitely
mall.
getting a can.
It's in the
Yeah.
can. And you go home with like 35 cents in your pocket. But it was a good night.
It was,
totally
except
fun.
for your friend who decided, invite his girlfriend along. It's
That's
whatever.
fine. But he drove, so you kind of have to deal with
Well,
it.
yeah, and then
peek into
So
Nate's
they're
childhood.
like making out in this like pocket of souls that are going up, and dude throws I'm calling it a spear, throws the spear down to him after
Sure.
yelling at him for 5 minutes. And dude still has the wherewithal in his head to reach up, grab it, and then stab her and himself at the same time.
That's what I interpreted as. Yeah, like they
yeah.
both
yeah,
they
because
killed them both.
he knew that he had part of her, so he would eventually start to consume Earth as well. So he had to
guess.
kill himself to make sure that this ends there.
It's kind of like a
But-
Blade moment. Like you gave the blood to the one chick, and then she gave it back to him, and then it's a Blade moment. I
Yeah.
don't know. It
But
was,
then they get sucked up into the spaceship and the movie ends.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
that's the best part
that's-
is you see the spaceship go, we're going to turn left instead.
it's listing aimlessly to the right.
Yeah.
Man, that ship knows some moves.
That part cracked me out where the credits started to roll and it literally shows the ship just turn. And I was like, oh, so you just gave up? Like, who's flying this thing? Like, what is happening?
Right. Is it sentient? Is it the mother vampire? Is that what they all turn into, is ships when you're done? I don't know. What happened to London? Are they
Are they
Are
like
they done
staying
now?
like that? Like, is there if the people that the guy that lost his arm, it's forever gone. Does he come back
Right.
as a normal human and go,
No,
the
I
fuck happened?
I
Or
think
they're-
anyone who
they're
got their
dead?
life sucked out of them got their life sucked out of them. They're all
Hey, Dad.
eventually gonna die.
Their life force drained.
Exactly. They'll
Life
turn to
force.
dust. Very
But,
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as the vampires would get
Unless you
dusted.
contain it perfectly, potentially it could still destroy the world. If one got out, then got two, and then they spread again. I don't know, but it ends, and
Yeah.
I'm left with so many questions. Like, why did we pick this? And
I know why.
I know why, and
I
that
just
was
can't
like,
believe that after all the years, I could still be like bamboozled like this.
at first I watched this and I was fully expecting to come in here and you two were going to be gushing completely about this movie. So I had a question to ask you guys. I was like, is it the same movie if you remove all of Matilda May's nude scenes in it? Like, does it really
quite.
change the movie a lot? And does
A
it? would it-
lot.
I think it does, because otherwise, what holds you until the chaos
Definitely
Yeah.
not.
at the end?
The British cast, except for Patrick
No.
Stewart.
Patrick
Be right
Stewart.
back. Donuts calling me. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta poop again.
Oh, okay. We'll wait.
Should go get that
Stop
looked
eating
at, Nate.
cheese. Stop eating cheese.
Is
No
that what
dairy.
it is? Oh
Okay,
God,
he is so
The
goddamn
donut.
lactose intolerant.
it was a cream filled donut. He knew. You're an idiot. Cream filled
Take-
donut.
Take the goddamn pills. Take the pills that you can eat a little bit of lactose and just. Oh,
I hope I hear him screaming in the
that'd be
background.
hilarious.
Hmm.
So I bought it the right time, apparently. Going through all these, we've just been keeping ourselves occupied there.
Did you,
Poop-tastic.
Did you need to take a shower? Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, No, I did. Not this one. No.
Okay.
He
That's
muted
bad.
it
He
so
had
we
to
didn't
mute
hear him.
himself, so we couldn't hear the
screaming.
screams.
Yeah, I guess so. They haunt me to this day.
Smell wouldn't haunt anyone. Where were we at?
I mean, we could get into the stuff, honestly.
I'd say that.
I think you should end at Nate says, I got to poop. And then
Yeah.
Again? Because I've already done that once.
Oh,
in an
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, I'd say do it again. It'd be
I
great.
think that's the bit. That's the bit.
Okay. Well, yes, that happened again. Sorry, everybody.
I really need to figure out what I'm going to eat before we record.
Yes.
You need to like get those pills that let you have a little bit of dairy. You know, it's dairy in that donut you're eating, right?
Shut up.
Why are you eating a donut at 8 o'clock at night anyway?
Because I forgot I had it at 6 o'clock this morning.
Oh,
Duh. That's why.
Oh man. Okay.
Because I had my other one at 8 o'clock at night yesterday.
how did you make it through the
Mom.
night without taking a poop?
Oh,
He
no.
says he
I
did.
did it.
I was
Come on
gonna
now.
say that's that way. All right. Well, we were pretty much at the end of the movie anyway. So what do you say we get into the things, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for being in London, not a lot of rain in this movie. You know?
I
True.
know. It's
Weird.
weird.
Couldn't have had a wet Matilda May walking around outside. You know?
Oh, God.
Oh,
See,
boy.
that'd
Man.
have
I would have instantly,
Oh.
like, we need to do this movie fast, and then watch it.
Oh, shower.
Why did I get tricked into this again?
It's like, we're going to cover it again? Okay, fine.
7 minutes of heaven.
So I was curious about this one because I was like, damn, how do I count this? Because there's a lot of people that die in this movie.
At the end, for sure. Yeah.
At the end, for sure, but there's actually quite a few people
Yeah.
that die as the movie goes. Even some of it's not eventful, but the tally, including the end, because we do see it, we see the carnage, 173.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not counting the end, it's like 20 some
Yeah.
majority dudes. Go figure. Because
Fair.
you have the entire space crew is dead except for the one guy. Then tons of people at the facility when she wakes up. And,
Oh, I would have been the first one to die.
yeah. Nate's the one that would have opened the box. Don't open the
No.
box.
I would have been the one stuck on the toilet going, wait, what happened? Where'd everyone go? I was only in there for like 15 minutes.
He accidentally drank the NASA milk and he ended up in the bathroom the entire time they're on the ship.
Yeah, I come back like, this is weird, right?
The
Who are
other
you?
the other ship comes up and everything has been burned and they're looking for life and Nate just opens the bathroom stall. What happened? What's going on?
Where'd everybody go?
That's what's going to happen to me during any big event, basically.
That tracks. What's the other spaceship? Did they call it the Challenger?
Yeah.
Was that-
Ooh, did
I thought
I think so.
I feel like because they look at each other and went, the Challenger, let's send the Challenger.
I think
This
it was
is
the
early
Challenger.
enough, right?
Yeah. This is before.
This is
Oh,
after.
no.
Is
Or
it?
is this after?
I thought the Challenger was in the 70s.
Oh, Challenger
Oh.
was in like 86 or something. I was
Yeah,
Really?
I remember
sixth
it from
grade.
school. Yeah.
I was in 6th or 7th grade. when that
I was
happened.
like kindergarten or first grade, but
It was 1986. So
Yeah.
There you go. 86.
Yeah,
Hey,
good
old
luck.
man
came out
Pete,
in 85.
good
Yeah.
for something.
it could have been that they actually said Challenger in this.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that because I thought it was so weird. We haven't got a hold of the other ship. Quick, to the other ship we have ready to launch. I'm like, I know how long it takes you fuckers to get a spaceship ready to
Right.
launch.
Yeah. Years.
It's like an Uber they sent up into space to check on the other ship in space. Like, Jesus. Okay, fine. So, yeah, a lot of people die in this movie. Let's pick our favorite.
What do you think? Zombie kill of the week?
Ooh, this is.
It's a lot of good
I'll go
kills.
first because I know what
Do it.
mine is.
Okay.
There's a scene where they're on the helicopter going away, and a ghoul jumps onto it, and they shoot him in the chest with a flare gun, and he flies off the helicopter. That was probably my kill. That was a
Pretty
good one.
That's pretty good.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
The other ghoul puts his hand on top of his hand, and
he
his flesh
degloves
tears
him.
away.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was gross. That was a
That
good
was
one.
gross.
I
That
like
wasn't my
that,
favorite.
yeah.
That was also gross. Charlie, you're up.
Oh, my turn.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
sure.
I don't know. Nate's supposed to be driving, but
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
all discombobulated.
Yeah.
His internal organs are trying to get back.
This
into
is the part of
place.
the road trip where I go, I'm gonna nap now, so you take the wheel.
Oh, that's fine. I can do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool things. I mean, I think the first one is probably one of the more shocking, in the facility. But man, I still love the male vampire getting stabbed and turning into the giant bat and exploding.
Oh, it's so
it's
great.
just so cool because it's multi-leveled and a ton of stuff's happening. And him doing the Nimbus dance right before just makes me laugh. And I'm gonna go with the male vampire bat dude. That one, I like that one a lot.
Yeah. So
Pete, what are you picking?
the second guard that got sucked, for lack of a better word, and he's behind these bars. They're keeping him contained behind these bars. He's freaking out. He's yelling. He's screaming. He runs at the bars, hits the bars, and turns to dust. And he gets dust all over these people watching him. So
It's
they
like when you
all
open up a can of
breathe.
Nesquik and it poofs up in your
right,
face.
right, exactly. I wasn't expecting it. I thought like he'd run against the bars and bang his head on it like good old fashioned zombie movies. Just he disintegrates. Just
It's
completely in the dust.
It's a pop. Like
Yeah.
it's a I want to say explosive, but not with fire. It's a very
Mhm.
whoosh, and he's dust. And the hand is still stuck on the bar. If you look
Oh, I
close.
missed that. That's
is
yeah. So if you look like there's little pieces of body part and the hand is still on the bar and dust everywhere. So
Yeah, that
that's a
was my
cool one. I
favorite.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad. All right.
All right. I mean, we got
well,
some good ones out of this.
out of 170 odd kills, I'm sure there was something to pick from.
You're right.
All right, let's rate this bad boy.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Woo!
I guess I'm driving. So, Nate,
It's taking a break.
Oh
what
yeah,
do you,
sure.
what do you want to rate this movie?
Well, he pulls his insides inside.
I'm going to give it just a straight 5. There are moments that I liked. I just can't see recommending this to anyone, like at all. Like I can't, for the life of me, be like, oh yeah, you should check out Lifeforce because you're gonna hate me after 47 minutes. You're gonna be like, why did he recommend this to me? And then when you do get to like the final half, it's still not like that great. Like it's cool and fun, but it's like you could spend that time watching something way better. So it's
not Dusk Till Dawn ending.
yeah, exactly. Like, and the first hour of Dusk Till Dawn is incredible. It might be my favorite part of that whole movie. Is everything before the vampires? The vampires are just a nice little sprinkle on top that I love.
Dialogue driven, but I'm engrossed in it.
Yeah, where the dialogue is just beating me over the head. I'm like, please stop. And it's beat me over the head with a wiffle ball bat, so I'm like conscious the whole time going, this is really annoying. Like, it'd be a lot cooler if you knock it off.
I'm British.
Oi,
British. I'm
Oi,
British.
prick. Soccer. Oh, wait, no, we call it football.
All right, well,
Fish and
right,
chips, eh?
Smack in the middle. Pete, what about you, Bubba?
This is a cautious recommend. I'm going to go with a 6. If I would know, so for instance, Nate, now that I know that you hate British things of this British ilk, I would not recommend the Quartermass Experiment to you. But
Which is fair.
I find that movie delightful. It is a recommend, but I would not. It's a cautious recommend and I would not recommend it to you. So if I know you don't appreciate these kind of heavy British dialogue driven films, regardless of the
gotta
subject
give me
material,
British humor.
I'm not going to recommend it to you. But if that is your cup of tea,
A cup of tea. Is it Earl Grey?
Oh no! What it is, you big old fucking blockers? It's a what do they call cookies? Biscuits.
Biscuit.
Biscuits.
Here, have a biscuit. Football, football, football.
My God. Go see it for the special effects. The zombies in it are fantastic.
They're pretty cool. Yeah.
And Matilda May's. Matilda May. I'm done. Matilda May.
I think everyone understands the main reason
Matilda
to
May.
watch this movie.
Matilda
I
May.
guess that leaves me. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised that I wasn't the only one feeling this as I was watching it. Because had you asked us what we rate Lifeforce before we watched Lifeforce,
like
we'd
an
have been
8.
like 8,
Yeah,
maybe a
easily.
9.
That movie's
Space
awesome.
Vampires and boobs. What can go wrong?
I'm fairly
Lifeforce can
certain
go wrong.
there's
So
older
much.
episodes of being like, oh yeah, Lifeforce is awesome. Can't wait till we cover
I'm
that. I
pretty
guarantee
sure
it.
Pretty sure.
We've teed
Now
this
we
movie
did
up
it.
pretty hard.
We
That's
teed
a
it up
whoopsie.
and we missed.
Yeah, so I do think I'm going to be right with Pete at a 6 because the special effects are really fucking good and effective. Like when that first Life Force sucking happens, damn, that looks cool. Matilda May obviously looks fantastic in this movie. How could she not? They filmed it right, and they did read. It's literally only 7 minutes out of this almost 2-hour long movie of naked Matilda. But if you had talked to us before, she's
The
in
whole
like
movie.
an hour and 30
Yeah.
minutes of
Right.
just naked Matilda May running
Weird
around.
how the mind works.
I think that's what saved me is because that's how I sold it to Jackie. I was like, nothing but naked vampire the entire movie. And we got done with the movie. She's like, that wasn't that bad.
Oh,
I
I was
was
like,
like,
yeah.
you're absolutely right. I was duped.
My brain was going in slow motion, I think, when I thought about
those
this movie.
those scenes do happen to slow down when you're watching it, don't they?
Time slows down, especially
It
when
does.
she walks down the steps. That was definitely a moment. But yeah, I think I'm right at a 6. I could recommend it to someone that maybe I know enjoys this style of movie, this level of schlock, especially if they like. I mean, if you like Tobe Hooper, most people have seen this movie. I do say check it out if you're curious. It's on Tubi. It's not going to cost you anything.
It's
Don't
always
get it
on
from the-
Tubi.
Don't get it from the library like Pete did. You
I
silly
made a
bastard.
terrible mistake.
you totally messed up on that. You need
Guy
to
didn't wanna
rewatch
watch.
it now to watch it on
know,
Tubi and just
I don't-
fast forward to the Matilda May
That's
part.
a little. Oh, okay.
Even
All
like
right.
an hour into this movie, I had thought like, I need to give this another watch. Like, I feel like I'm missing something here, you know?
Nope,
It's
there's
like, no,
nothing to miss.
I'm
There's-
not.
It's
It
not even,
lays all of its cards on the table.
and it's not even like high art intellectually. No, it's bleh. It's Star Trek: The Motion Picture at the beginning of this movie. Star Trek is awesome. Star Trek: The Motion
Now it
Picture
makes
is
sense.
not.
not so much.
It also had a bald chick walking around, kind of like Matilda May did in this movie. So, trying to find V'ger. This one was looking for something else with a V. Anyway, Nate,
You're right,
you
you're
got
right.
a trash
good one.
opinion for this
Yeah, I
movie?
do.
This is
I'm
Nate's
the
opinion.
trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I smash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
All right. This comes from Useless Warrior, who gave this 1 out of 10 and said, gasp at the sight of old Britishmen in rooms. Thrill as they talk about things. I'll make this brief. Director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, writer of Alien and Return of the Living Dead, combining forces and make a movie about space vampires? This must be a classic, right? Wrong. The best thing about this film is watching Matilda May walk around naked for a few scenes at the beginning. By this comment, I'm not trying to come off as exploitive or macho, just stating a fact. It really is the best thing about this movie. For some reason, Tobe Hooper thought it would be cooler to not watch events happen, but instead watch a bunch of prime British men sit in a room and talk about the events that are happening for 2 hours. Seriously, this movie will bore you to tears when you finally trudge through a film containing people talking about stuff and a few poorly made scenes where you actually get the treat of seeing the things happen, most of which feel like they are clips from bad British television shows. You are rewarded with an extremely underwhelming finale that at least has some brief footage of space zombies savaging London. Tobe Hooper spells space vampires Boring. Just stay away. I kind of agree with the guy.
I can't knock this
really
guy.
is like
Might
all
be
he
the
did.
best bad review ever.
Yeah,
it's
what
great.
we took an hour and 20 minutes to do, he did in a paragraph.
That's
We like the special effects better, though. I think we really.
Yeah.
That's
If he
where
would have
it
typed
got
the
us.
second paragraph, he probably would have included that.
Probably would have, but nailed it on everything else.
Yeah, I mean, guy knows
bravo,
it.
sir. Yeah, not even upset. That's not a
Nope.
trash review, Nate. You
Hey,
failed
that
at
was
your
1 out of
assignment,
10.
Nate.
I should have found a really good review where someone's like, well, actually, us British people, and never mind the bollocks.
Never mind the box. I love it when Nate tries to emulate another culture and just fails so bad just because he's
barely-
spitting words.
Barely know my own culture, so.
Pip, pip, cheerio, and all that. Oh my
You
god!
mean to tell me they're not all Lucky Charms over in Ireland?
Oh my God.
I apologize for all of our listeners in
Oh,
Europe
shit.
and Ireland.
I
and
don't
Great
think we have
Britain.
any.
I think we do. If you would check our numbers, sure, we have listeners over there.
He's checking right now. Look at this.
Bad movie cult. I am not associated with Nate whatsoever in his
Boy,
views.
where are
of the
these
British-
movies being played at? At the old cinema swore.
Look, to be fair, they think about that with us as Americans when they watch our American movies.
Yeah, that's very true. Davy Jones.
They've got guns for breakfast when they eat the bacon. They just shoot the pig and throw it on the plate.
What they got? Freedom, freedom, freedom.
I'm staying out of this.
America doesn't knock, freedom rings.
Where's your
All right.
monster trucks? England. I don't
Right?
see
Yeah.
anyone ever in England talking about how awesome it is to see a big truck smash a tiny truck.
Exactly, because all their cars are tiny over there.
Yeah, and on the
Best-
wrong side.
Best thing they have is Jason Statham. That's all I'm going to give them credit for.
Oi, I'm Jason Statham, prick. Yeah, that's basically it.
I'll take the job. I'll do the job. I'll take the job.
I only
Let's
got
do the
3
job.
simple words, 3 rules. I don't open the package. You don't open the package. You don't tell me about the package.
Why was that more of a either South African or a New Zealand accent? I'm not.
No,
That,
that was
nothing
clearly
red British
that was Jason
whatsoever.
Statham all the way.
I thought you
That was-
that was Jason Statham. Thinking that was Arnold Schwarzenegger with a
That
cold.
was the crackhead from Chappie. Or
No, that's
Chappie.
That's the N word.
That's Ninja
Yeah, that's
from D. Antwood.
Yolande.
You might have been Yolandi for a second there.
All right, let me try. Oi, James Franco, what are you doing? You're messing up my Louisiana town. No, still don't.
That's
Nope.
totally Ninja. South African, man. You're right there with Elon Musk. All right.
Hey, I saw you in that Rocky movie, you fucking prick. God, that was just
That was New York? I don't
Yep.
know. And I'm sorry for all our New York listeners that you had to listen to that.
No,
you
don't worry, New
done?
York. That was just Philly.
Just go back to Maine. Just do your Maine accent. You're done. I don't take that mission now. That mission's cursed, you see. Can we stop now? We don't need to pad this out. I'm fine with a short episode. What are you doing? He's trying so
idea.
We've lost Nate.
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm a transporter, you see. I deliver goods. The goods might be cursed, but I'll transport them. I don't open them up. I won't open them. I got 3 simple rules.
Can't even keep it together.
Because I don't remember anything they say in the transporter. So in my head, it's just...
How much does it weigh? How many kilograms?
Where's this prick come from? I don't remember him. The agreement was 3 people, not 4. One of you's got to go.
But don't go down that road.
Don't go down that road.
All right, we're done. That was our second movie in space this month.
I fucking hate space right now.
I'm so tired of themes. Can we stop? I'm with you, Nate. No themes in 2025. I'm done.
How did it go from aliens to this?
I don't know. I have no idea. No clue. I'm going to try and pull us back in next week because we are going to do a childhood favorite of Charlie's. We're going into space, and I was like, man, we went really hard for our first one. We did Aliens, which is the badass of action movies in space. Yeah. I wanted something fun. I wanted something that, brought a lot of nostalgia. We're doing The Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
And, man, I am looking forward to this episode. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a PG movie. Don't worry, we're not doing this.
I'm super excited, even though I don't know if I've seen this. I might be mixing it up with
two
other movies.
They don't think they remember the movie. I know it almost by heart. Pete remembers it, but he doesn't know the last time he's seen it.
I
Nate thought it was Starman from John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Well, yes. But also, you guys thought that you thought that it was Tron. And I was like, I know it's not Tron, all right?
You said Jeff Bridges,
said
and
Jeff
I
Bridges.
said video game.
No,
and I was
it's
like,
not Tron.
That's a very fair argument.
Starman is a good movie, but it's not an action sci-fi movie.
Then I'm also like, I think I'm thinking of Fly of the Navigator as well, so I don't know if I've seen this.
Oh.
There was a kid in a silver spaceship flying around, and there's tiny little aliens. That's a fun movie, too. I like that one.
Yeah.
No, we're doing Last Starfighter. Charlie's really looking forward to this one. Again, this is a childhood favorite. And we're space, and it's action, and, it's got a lot of nostalgia for me. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
I'm excited.
And I guess the beans got spilled if you checked out mine and Pete's guest appearance over on A Cut Above during their Trauma month of trauma, whatever they were calling about. We did Class of Nukem High. A lot of fun on the episode. Movies 50-50 for a lot of us. There's only so much trauma I can take in at times, and I feel bad for them for doing 4 in a row.
I don't know why there's so much slander being thrown at Uncle Lloyd.
I'm not throwing at Uncle Lloyd. It's it's a lot to take in.
There's just other people on A Cut Above who are all like, ew, trauma. And I'm like, you guys don't have to deal with Pete. All right. So
What?
Ouch.
There's a piece over here. Like, what the fuck did I do?
you know what you did, not this past February, but the February before.
Nate's digging now. But anyway, they kind of let it drop a little bit as a teaser. Our final movie that kicked off why we're doing Space Month is we are doing a big collaboration again, like we did last year, where we did Children of the Corn. This year, we're covering 4 Critters movies. A Cut Above is doing Critters 1. We get the gem of the lot again. We get Critters 2.
Yeah, we get the best film of the series. Suckers.
But spoils of horror.
The Easter classic,
3
Critters 2.
With Leo.
Yeah, it's got Leo.
Leo and Leo. It's
Leo and Leo.
It's so meta.
And I do kind of like that one.
We are adding a 4th to our collaboration, Cinema Slab.
Yeah.
The gals over there, Anna and Hannah, are taking on Critters 4.
Ooh.
God bless them. And I
God
do
bless
believe
you.
that's the one that is Critters in Space, even though they're from space.
Yeah.
Am I right? I think I got that right.
Yep,
My
that's correct.
memory of Critters 4 is next to none, other than it
Yeah.
sucks. So good luck.
I think I remember the cover more than I remember the movie. And none of us
that
are
might be.
None of us are covering the sci-fi reboot,
I
rebrand,
have
whatever the
no
hell
desire.
they tried to do. I'm not interested.
Not
I
doing
have
it.
the 4. I'm happy with it. So
Yep.
make sure you're checking us out at the end of this month. And it will be that 1 week we will all release our episodes, and you can either listen to them out of order, in order, however you want to do it. Speaking of collaborations, we hope you guys really enjoyed our Pet Cemetery. We loved it so much we carried it on to the next episode. But doing our big collaboration with Flicks and Friends, the Evil Deaths, Cinema Slab, and Dissect That Film for sending in their clips. We love you guys. It looks like you got our listeners enjoyed it just as much as we hoped. It got downloads instantly.
So happy
it
that
was great.
That it worked.
Because
that
of
it
Nate,
worked.
that Nate messed up our end of it, and we did a whole show and still added other shows into it.
Why am I getting blamed? I was the one who was like, I'm cool, guys. Like 30 minutes. I want to go watch TV.
This is the guy that's usually like, I don't want to do episodes that are really long. I don't like episodes that are really long. Nate, this one's going long. I don't care. Damn the torpedoes. We're going full. And we did. We went full for that one, and we had a blast. And thank you guys that contributed to it, and thank you guys that listened. Please go check out their shows. Please go give them a like and a follow. They are fantastic shows. Go check out all of our friends. Go check out Spoils of Horror. You heard about their genitals in a movie with genitals in it, so it only fit perfectly. If you want to keep following all this chaos that we have, you can check us out over at Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the Facebook group. Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group. Both of us are on Instagram under those. We are on TikTok. We are on X. We are on Threads. We are still on YouTube. You can, if you want to listen to the podcast over there. Give us some ratings on Spotify and Apple, 5-star reviews. Write a review on Apple if you don't mind. We really appreciate those. Sometimes I feel like you may also like, and it pops up in someone's feed.
Yep.
Because sometimes we'll just get some downloads out of nowhere. Still got that one in Russia. Putin, I see you. It's totally fine. We know you love us.
I'm sorry to everyone. Ireland, I didn't know any better.
He's checking numbers right now, and I told him to be careful.
I just didn't know.
We have UK. We have all those cool places. We have Australia. Like we're listened to worldwide. Think about that, guys.
We are Mr.
Worldwide. Yeah. What is it? Worldwide Entertainment or whatever from Step Brothers.
Prestige Global Entertainment.
Prestige. Yep.
720. Was that the one from Parks and Rec?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is all bad. This is so bad. This is like
I don't know where you went.
The Titanic is slowly getting the iceberg bad.
I don't know why you're dragging it out. I was ending the show well. Do you want me to edit all that out? Okay.
It might not be a bad idea. I don't know.
I'll bring us back out of that. Okay. As of right now, so yeah, finish up on Space Month. And then as much as I know I said I hate themes, I am totally looking forward to next month's theme. It is the month of action. I take over the entire podcast. Nothing but action movies.
Yeah. It will be July.
Nate's trying to figure out math because we record these ahead of time. And speaking of action, make sure you're also checking out the bonus show that we put on over here called Be Action. Me, Dustin, and Mickey digging into some of the not so remembered and thought of action movies from the 80s and 90s. We're having a blast. Steel Frontier should have been out by now. And should be coming up on another release after this one. I'll say, well, let's see. I don't need to say that. Hold on. So Steel Frontier is out and kind of in theme with Space Month, but not really after we watch the movie. You can check out at the end of this week, Robo War. I'll just leave it at that. It's
Whoa, that sounds cool.
It's on Tubi. It's a lot of fun. So please check that out. So it's Be Action. It's already on this show. It'll already be on your feed. Just click on it. Listen to us. We have a lot of fun over there. Guys, are we done? Did we finally get a normal sized episode?
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Eject
And-
us.
Okay, he said eject.
He said
All right. Nate, get us out of here, brother.
I mean, in a sense, we're all vampires. We drain energy from other life forms. The difference is one of the gray.
Now,
That girl was no girl, you see.
let's talk about
She's
how I
totally
can help.
alien to this planet and our life form, and totally dangerous.
Oh my God.
That's a really bad dialogue in this movie.
It was bad dialogue. Yeah. So Nate, did you notice where they were keeping the vampires on the spaceship?
I did not.
Yeah. You always have these jokes you want to tell and you never get around to it, and this is the joke. So the vampires were being stored on the ship, right? Do you know the room that they were being stored in?
I do not.
Yeah, they were being stored in the tug bay because that's what you do.
They say tug
But they said tug bay. It was
as
dialogue
camera's
in the
on
movie.
Tilda May's boobs. It's legit. It's in there because I made the joke to Jackie last night about it. I went, ha! Tug Bay. She did not find it as funny as me and Pete do right now.
Oh, this movie's stupid.